This video series is going to be extremely boring and slow and probably completely unnecessary. But my hopes are that it can help someone out there to relax or unwind before bedtime. So after this intro, it will be all live commentary, and I've attempted to do it in a way that even if you just wanted to listen, if you are familiar with the world of Dark Souls, you should be able to follow along on the journey just in your head. It's something that I've kind of always wanted and never quite been able to find, so I thought, why not make an attempt to do it myself? So if you do find it useful and you have any recommendations on how I could make future videos better, please let me know. The arrival into Firelink really never gets old to me. I am always at least a little excited about all the decisions coming up and all the potential experiences that I could have in this particular playthrough. I love it. The first decision is always, do I want to go on the intended path, or at least the path of least resistance, I would say, up through the Undead Burg? Or do I want to use the freedom that the game gives me and go elsewhere? And I'm thinking I would like to go elsewhere. I have a weapon in mind that I would like to start with. I don't have a long-term build, but I do want to have many options here at the beginning, so I'm going to do 1 point into strength and 1 point into endurance to start off with. I'll do the loop around Firelink to pick up items later, but right now I'm going to run down past the Firekeeper and down the steps towards New Londo. And now I'll go ahead and tell you about a little practice I have with this game. It's been my comfort game for years now, and one thing that I do, I've got a couple things that I've built into the game to help me relax a little bit. One of them is every time I step on an elevator, I put the controller down and I take a breath. Just try to relax my face and jaw and shoulders and make sure I'm not holding in too much stress. So if you want to do that along with me, now is the time. I find that especially around my eyes and my jaw, I tend to hold those tight, and that really does just kind of help reset me. So I just picked up a soul pack hiding in the corner over there, and now I think I'll run down here around this little doorway, say hello to a sad hollow, and grab the S-Stock. Not sure that I'll use the S-Stock, but I like options, and I do like the moveset on it, so I now have it if I need it. Use the master key to open the gate into the Valley of Drakes. Pick up another soul pack there beside the door, and across the old rickety bridge to the other side of the cliff beside where the back entrance of Blighttown is. Now over another wooden bridge, slightly safer this time, and onto where the undead dragon sleeps, or at least the top half of an undead dragon. You can walk right up to him without waking him up, but I like to go up this little ledge, partially for nostalgia purposes, I think, but you do get a nice view of him. And I think these creatures are rather odd. I like them. I always like to take a good look at them before I steal a soul pack and head on down the cliffside. Now I have a decision to make here. There's a small cave and a humanity inside, and the risk is probably not worth it. But I do want to collect as many humanity as I can to increase my drop rate, so I think I'll go for it. Hopefully this Drake will miss me here. And he did. And I appreciate him very much for it. As long as I can get past the second Drake without getting caught in lightning, I should be home free to run up. And now the slight stress of that encounter will dissipate as I take another breath and ride up this elevator. Now we are in Darkroot Basin. I'm gonna go ahead and rest here. And we do have a Black Knight outside, so I might as well go ahead and consume the humanity that we have to up my chances at getting drops. Even if I got his halberd, I would almost certainly not use it in this playthrough. What I really want is a Titanite chunk. Since I probably won't be coming through here again, maybe I can get lucky and go ahead and get that. It seems he has other plans. I'll be honest, I don't mind getting a silly death out of the way early. Sometimes if I play too long without a death, I start getting it in my head that maybe I could go the whole game without a death. And it actually adds a little unnecessary pressure. So I did not get a chunk. I did get the halberd. So yeah, now I have a Black Knight halberd in our inventory, which is better than not having a Black Knight halberd in your inventory. And I'm going to head on up the basin towards Darkroot Garden now. Up the windy path. You know, I think I'll take a small detour to drop down and grab the hunter armor set. Leather armor set, I should say, and the longbow. And now I'll continue up and get ready to take on a small lizard. And again, I'm really hoping for chunks here. Every chunk I get is one less chunk I have to farm later. And I did get one. That makes me happy. Now I'll continue up and into the area where the trees are. You know what? I actually don't know the official name of these tree enemies, or if I did, I have forgotten them. This is one thing that I will do on this playthrough, is when I find something that I don't know, Souls related, I'll take a moment to look it up. So as soon as I dispatch of these two trees here, because these actually can be quite dangerous early level. And he's in a terrible position here where this other tree is kind of blocking him from the arc of my scimitar. Alright. Now that I'm in the clear, I want to know what the name of those enemies are, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and they're actually called Ents, just like in The Lord of the Rings, which I don't think I knew. And now I do. And now I'm going to continue out to the right here, get ready to face a couple more Ents. I am going to take my time here, make sure I take them out. I do not want to get caught up with too many of these on me. So I'm going to lure this one back away from the one that's hiding in the ground. And now that I have a little more space to work with, I should be able to interrupt his attacks before he gets me. These actually do have a grab attack that would probably one-hit me at this level. As long as I keep control of my stamina, I should be able to hit and stagger, because they have no armor, no poise break, and stay safe. I think that's all for the Ents. Now there's a secret bonfire here, but I think I'll leave it be. I always like to take a second to look up and admire the butterfly upon our castle. And now I'm going to run down here. I'm getting very close to what I came for. I'm going to ignore the room to the right. Don't remember what the item is in there, but I know it's not worth it, because there's a few trees there that pop up. Gonna take a left here. Make sure nothing's following me. Oh, there is an Ent trying to give me trouble. Have to be very careful, because I took a hit. And so now I just gotta make sure I don't give him the chance to get another one. Alright, and now we have another very odd enemy that I quite like, which is these lizard snakes. And again, I don't know the name of this, the official name. So we'll have to check that out. Actually, let me get right here beside him. Try to lock him into this loop of attacking. I'll let you watch that or listen to that while I look up the name of this enemy. These are just called tree lizards, so I was expecting something a bit more exotic, to be honest with you. The last thing I want to do is get poisoned right now. And now I've picked up the weapon that I think I'll start the game with, which is the partisan. I find it to be a pretty interesting weapon, both in all of the Souls games. Dark Souls 2, it's one of my favorite weapons, but also just as a real-life historical weapon to think about. Instead of backtracking, I'm going to take out this odd tree that will move for you after you defeat the Moonlight Butterfly. But I'm going to be mean and chop it down. I'm going to this strange little path where yet another enemy that I don't know the name of exists, which are these stingray frogs. Red speckled stingray frogs. And then another moving tree. Now, I do think these are called possessed trees. The trees that move. But I don't know what the frogs are called. So I'll have to look that up as well. This small forest area here. Remember the first time coming through after encountering those lizard snakes. And this giving me all kinds of anxiety, thinking that those things were going to be around. Got a soul pack there to pick up, and then I'm just going to go past these stone knights up and out of this cave wolf ring, which is a great ring to have early on, because just having it on will at least keep you from getting staggered by something simple like an arrow or a crossbow bolt. Now I just need to run by the Titanite demon up here. And we can see our friend Andre grab the bonfire here at the Undead Parish. That was an unfortunate roll, but we are safe. Hello, Andre.
You must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of a store route. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna grab this bonfire. And I'll probably kindle this bonfire up later, but it's unnecessary now. Thinking, while I've got the extra souls for my little journey here, if I'm not mistaken, the partisan is not a very strong weapon, damage-wise, so I think I will take advantage of my blacksmith friend here. Go ahead and just level it up once. I like doing that, just to signify things as my current primary weapon, if nothing else. I need 2 more points of strength to wield it one-handed, and then I think I'll put 1 more point of endurance in. And now I am medium rolling, but if I take the gloves off, yes, perfect. Now I'm gonna head back towards Firelink, probably pick up the Firekeeper soul on the way. And then I think I'll take out these guys, just on the off chance that they do drop a Titanite shard. My favorite thing about the partisan is just that it is a spear, so you got the reach, but it also has the slashy movesets. And you can aim those like a large weapon. You can start it and then flip directions. A shield and a shard from that hollow. Hollow Soldier Shield is a great shield to have early on. So is the Grass Crest, but I'll stick with what I got for now, just to meet the weight requirements without having to take off any more armor. I'll let this boy be for the moment. Grabbed the Firekeeper soul in the church up here, and now I'm gonna ride the elevator down to Firelink Shrine. And now I can do the loop around to pick up all the items that I want. I want the fire bombs over here. And then I'm gonna go back to the elevator and go down to grab the Homeward Bones and also the Morning Star Mace. Homeward Bones in the first chest, Star and a Faith Talisman. I believe that's a PvP item that I won't need, but I will grab these Lloyd's Talismans here. They will come in handy later for attempting to farm the helmet from the Mimics. I usually do that at Sin's Fortress. I could attempt to run down and grab the binoculars, but I think I'm okay for now. I'll grab that soul packet in the corner, and then I will get back down to the bonfire. And I'm ready to actually start the proper journey. And now I'm going to head up towards the Undead Burg. So we've got 5 or 6 hollows here to take out. And I know in this game you can just run by a lot of these early enemies, but what's the fun in that? I'll try to fish out a couple of these early ones. Use the range of the spear, which is very nice. Let me pull the shield hollow back so the fire bombs are not a danger. And risk a firebomb hit to grab a soul pack on the edge there. And then up the steps towards the firebomb thrower, but I'm going to skip him, run by, give his buddy a smack, and then take the firebomb thrower out. And we have one more left. And then with the backstab, and then up past the entrance of the aqueduct and over yet another soul pack. Gonna be using those real soon. I've collected quite a few. Now we have a rat friend in the tunnels here, and I hope I can get a humanity drop from him. No such luck. But I will take him with me as far as I can. Up the steps, and we have more hollows waiting in ambush. They like to jump, so we'll see if that happens. Maybe get a parry if so. Nope. They decided to play nice. Ooh, got a battle axe drop. Nice. 2 more hollows over here. I'll go ahead and take them out. And then I want to drop down into this optional area through these barrels. Grab a soul pack here, I believe. A few more hollows waiting to climb up over the edge. Attempt to surprise. Backtrack into this house that I usually skip. I'll grab that soul of a lost undead, and then I want to go down to what I came for, which is a piece of trash. Because one man's trash is another bird's treasure, and Snuggly the Crow will give us something very nice for this piece of rubbish that we can pick up here later. A few hanging hollows, and I will attempt to cut down the numbers on by knocking them off the edge. A couple more that come up, and with them out of the way, I'll pick up my rubbish, which I can trade for a Titanite chunk later. As I think I've already said, any Titanite chunks that I don't have to farm is a win for me. This is actually the first place I know of by doing exactly what I'm doing here, this little glitch at the top of the ladder. You can roll over and actually get into the Undead Burg. You can jump straight into the Capra Demon's boss fight if you want to, using that route. There's a few different ways to get down into Lower Undead Burg, but I think I'll try my favorite one coming up here soon. So I grabbed another humanity, and I like to just pop those as soon as I get them. All the way up to 10. And now through the fog gate. And we're about to be Hellkite dragon or drake, which is, in my opinion, just an unbelievably cool introduction to an enemy. I think that still holds up as being a really epic cinematic moment in a game. Several hollows up here that I need to be careful with. Maybe try to fish for some backstabs to protect me from the crossbow bolts coming down. And then I'll take out the archer. Before I hit the bonfire, I'm going to backtrack. I'll go in this room here to pick up a wooden shield. Because why not? And then I'm going to kick these shield guys. Because it's fun to do. Break some boxes and go see my merchant friend. Actually, first I'm going to say hello to this guy hiding behind the bookshelf. Then I'll talk to my merchant friend. I will pop a couple soul packs actually, because I know I have several things I want to buy from him. That should be plenty. I have about 5,700 now. And I'm going to get roughly 50 fire bombs. That'll do. And about the same amount of throwing knives. Sounds good. And then the other thing I want is the residence key to save my friend Griggs.
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below, and up above there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
I love that guy.
Hey, what's the matter?
Alright, I usually skip this little area right here, but I don't think I will this time. Got a hallway with 4 hollows down at the end, so once again I'll use the range of the spear to stay out of the way as long as I can actually hit them. And then up the ladder for the second place that I know of where you can skip down into Undead Burg, but I won't be doing it here either. I actually don't remember what this item is up here. 10 more throwing knives. Nice. That reminds me to put those on. I do like to have those as a ranged option early on in the game. And it's been a long time since I jumped over here, which means my brain has told me that this is not worth coming for. And it is a light crossbow and some bolts. And I almost said I was correct, not worth coming for, because I'm not sure that I've ever used a crossbow in this game, but you know what? That seems like a really good reason to change that right now. So I'll put that on and some bolts. That's probably going to put me in medium roll territory, so I might as well just go ahead and armor up as much as I can at the moment. And now I'm off to light the bonfire. I'll probably use the fire bombs that I bought to take on the Hydra later. And now I think I will try to get down into the lower Undead Burg.